Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and in this video we are going to make a Greek-style garlicky shrimp with feta. This is one of those recipes that I absolutely love. It only takes a little bit of work, a little bit of prep, but the results seem a lot fancier than the amount of work that went into it. This recipe comes together very, very quickly, so I strongly recommend that you prep all of your ingredients before you start. Now, because it's just my wife and me for dinner tonight, I set this recipe up for 2 people, but you can easily double this recipe and make it for 4, triple it, make it for 6, you get the math. I do need to give credit to Milk Street Magazine as the inspiration for this recipe. It was probably, I think about 3 years ago that they released this recipe in their magazine, and I've ketofied it just a little bit, but it's largely the same recipe, at least as far as I remember it. So let's get to making it. We'll begin by prepping our herbs and spices, starting with some fresh oregano here, which we will finely chop and divide. We're going to use a tablespoon in the main recipe and save a teaspoon for garnish. We're going to do something similar with the tomatoes. You can check out the recipe on my website to see the specifics and how they're divided up. In terms of the garlic and the fennel, yes, you can use jarred minced garlic. I will tell you that fresh garlic is going to give this a little bit more pop. Additionally, for the fennel seed, sure, you could use powdered as well, but once again, when you grind fresh seed, it just brings so much more flavor. I strongly recommend grinding fresh. To a 12-inch skillet over medium-high heat, we will add 1 tablespoon or 50 ml of extra virgin olive oil. We will heat this up until it is shimmering, and then we will add 3/4 pound or 340 grams of jumbo shrimp, peeled, deveined, and tails removed. We'll arrange these in a single layer in our skillet. If you double or triple this recipe, you will need to cook your shrimp in batches. We'll cook them for about 3 minutes on the first side until the undersides start to turn brown. Then we will flip them and cook them for about another 30 seconds, a minute tops. We want them pink and opaque. Then we'll remove them to a bowl and set aside for later. We'll add another tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil to our skillet, and then we will add our garlic, 2 cloves minced or 1 teaspoon. Then we'll add our fennel seed, 2 teaspoons fennel seed ground, and 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Cook until the garlic is golden brown. It should be about 30 seconds. And don't worry about trying to scrape up any brown bits. We'll use the wine for that. When it comes to cooking with wine, I can't stress this strongly enough. Don't cook with something you wouldn't drink. That means no using those bottles of cooking wine. Use a real bottle of wine. Now this calls for a dry white. I recommend a Pinot Grigio. That will pair very well with this when dinner comes along. If you do not want to use wine, my recommendation is 2 tablespoons of water and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. We'll add 3 tablespoons or 45 ml of dry white wine to our pan, and then deglaze it, scraping up all of those brown bits. That'll be a base for our sauce. We'll continue cooking until it's reduced down and there's almost no liquid remaining. Then we will add our tomatoes. We have 1 cup or 140 grams of diced tomato. I'm using Campari. Then we have 10 chopped Kalamata olives. That's about 35 grams. And a half teaspoon of kosher or sea salt. We'll cook this for about 6 minutes, stirring constantly until the tomatoes break down and essentially turn into our sauce. Then we'll turn off the heat and add our oregano, 1 tablespoon, freshly chopped. Add salt and pepper to taste. Not a whole lot of salt because the feta and olives already bring some salt. Now we're going to return our shrimp and any accumulated liquid back to our skillet and toss our shrimp around until they are completely coated in sauce. We'll then cover for a minute and let the steam reheat the shrimp. And now it's time to plate it up. We'll top with some finely diced tomato, a little of our leftover oregano, some crumbled feta cheese, and some finely diced peppadew peppers. All right, dear, take a bite. See what you think.
I have some shrimp first.
Well, that's the important part, right?
Yeah. Have a little, must be a little pepper in here of some sort. You can feel a little heat. There's like something licoricey flavoring.
That'd be the fennel.
Okay. Let's see. And yeah, the oregano is good. I taste oregano in there with some. Yeah, the shrimp are very delicate. Very well done, dear.
Ooh. Mmm. It is so balanced. I mean, shrimp is something that you can overcook and make really rubbery. This cooks so fast, that doesn't happen. And then just all the spices, and herbs, they work so well together. The fennel, the oregano, the pepper flake, the peppadew. And you get like that little bit of brininess from the feta and the olives. It's just, it is remarkably balanced. And I'm liking this. So there you go, a little date night meal that comes together very quickly and seems a lot fancier than the amount of work that actually went into it. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button. If you're not a subscriber already, tap that subscribe button, then hit the bell and turn on all notifications. And finally, if you want to help support the Serious Keto Test Kitchen, click that join button and see what memberships and perks are all about. Thanks for watching.